Hi guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this mask, but it has actually an insert where you can put a filter inside. So this is good for nurses, for doctors, for even yourself if you have access to a filter. I originally came across this pattern, well, not this exact pattern, but this pattern. It's the Olsen pattern. It was actually made by nurses for people who can make this at home and give it to hospitals. I like it. The only problem is the nose area is a bit bulky, so I created a new pattern, this one, and it fits so perfectly. I feel like it fits most people. I would say about 90%. Of course, if you have a bigger head, you can add centimeters, but if it's me, if it's my fiance, if it's most of my family, so you can see, you can gauge it. I'm still gonna link the Olsen pattern too below, so you can try that out too. If you just learn how to sew, if you don't know how to sew, don't worry. I just learned how to sew with a sewing machine 2 weeks ago, and it's my new hobby. I am converted, I love it, so you never know, you might love it too. Also, I'm gonna link a website if you're located in Toronto area, Niagara, all the surrounded areas of Toronto. They have a website where you can actually make masks for hospitals that are in need right now. And actually, if you're in an institution and you need masks, you can email them as well. So yeah. And again, I want to say thank you so much to all the essential workers for putting your life at risk for us. The least we can do is protect ourselves and protect others. And I hope this can help in any way. The more people that make masks or whatever is in need right now, the better. So thank you so much. All right, let's talk about fabric. So what I'm going to be using is 100% cotton. So I'm going to be doing one layer of this and one layer of that. And if you just got your fabric from the store, like I said in the other video, put it to wash and to dry, because you don't want to make your mask and then you put it to wash and to dry and it shrinks down to nothing. So make sure you do that. One thing that's optional, but I like to do, is actually iron my fabric before I sew it. Just makes it a little bit easier when you put it in the machine. It just sticks together better. This is optional. But you can also sew your fabric by hand or by machine. It's up to you. Anyways, let's get sewing. Alright, so to make this, just grab a regular sheet of paper from your printer. So you're going to go to the top and make a little mark at 10.5 centimeters. This is going to be 4.1 inches. Then you come here and make a little mark at 5.5 centimeters. And that is 2 inches from the top. And then here, you're going to make another one, which is at 14 centimeters. And that equals to 5.5 inches. And then gonna come down here and you're gonna go to 17.5 centimeters. Okay. And then from here to here, you're gonna go to 4 inches, 4.1 inches. It's 10.5 centimeters. It's the same from the top, right here. And then you're gonna go here to the 10 centimeters and you're gonna go all the way to you're gonna go all the way to 13 centimeters, which is 5.1 inches from here. Okay, so then you have these little marks on your page, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a little semicircle. It doesn't have to be perfect. The only thing that really matters is that it's slanted at the top, because that's where your eye is going to be, on your nose. So you kind of make it go up slightly and then up, 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 up to make it more dramatic at the nose. And then you're going to go to your 14 centimeters and attach it to the bottom of the chin here. And you're going to do a slight curve. Doesn't have to be too curvy because this is your chin area. Okay. And then you're going to go to that little dot here and you're going to connect the top to the bottom. Just make a slight curve just so your nose can fit in there. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry. Okay, and there you have it. You can write face pattern 1, and then you're just gonna go around and cut your pattern. Okay, so after you have your face pattern, you're gonna take another sheet of paper and fold it in half. Okay, take your pattern and just draw the outline. And just cut it. Okay, so now you just take one. And we're gonna make the mouth pattern. So you're gonna go to about 4.6 centimeters here. And then that's 1.8 inches. And you're gonna go all the way to 4 centimeters here. And that's 1.6 inches. And you do a little mark. Then you go down here to 15 centimeters. And you do the same thing at 4 centimeters. And leave a little mark. And then now you can just cut. And just cut your mouth pattern. You can name this mouth. Pattern. Now you take your other one that you cut up. And we're gonna make the cheek pattern. So you're gonna go 3 centimeters from the top. And that's 1.1 inches. And you go all the way to 7.6 centimeters, so that's about 3 inches. Make a little mark. And then you go down to 16 centimeters, that's 6.3 inches. And you're gonna go all the way to same thing, 7.6 centimeters. And that's 3 inches. And then you're gonna go here to the 4 centimeter, make a little mark. Same thing here. Draw a line here, and then here will be now you have all 3, you can cut up your fabric. Okay, so you take your fabric and you can put your pattern on top, so you know where to iron. Do the same on this one, and just remember it's double pleated. Okay, so now you're gonna cut your fabric. You can do this by pinning the paper to the fabric and then cutting it around with a pair of scissors. But what I'm gonna do is use this cutter. It's really easy. Just make sure you don't cut yourself. And make sure you have this pad so that you don't cut up your table. And there you have it. You have your pattern. Put it aside. Here you have it. You have a total of 6 layers. So now let's get sewing. Okay, so right now we're gonna sew this part up of the face, but first we have to flip it upside down so that the pattern is on the inside, because in the end we're gonna flip that around. So just align that and sew on the biggest part of the, or I should say the longest part. And I leave about a 1/4 inch, so that's about a centimeter from the top to sew. And make sure you go forward and reverse on the beginning and the end so that it doesn't unravel. There you go. So when you open it after, it's gonna look like this. So leave that aside. Okay, so now take your mouth pattern, and if this was a fabric, if this had a pattern, you would put the pattern on the inside. So we're gonna sew again along the longest part. There you go. Trim your thread on this one and this one. You can do that with scissors or with a thread cutter. Okay, so now take your mouth pattern and you're gonna fold up your pattern like this, about a centimeter, and you're just gonna iron that part. Do the same thing on the other side. Fold up towards the seam, towards the thread I mean, and iron. And now you're going to sew these individually. All right, now sew each one. Open this up. Do the same thing on the other side. Now trim your threads. All right, now you're going to take these two and sew them flat. Same thing with this one. Okay, now you take your mouth pattern and your cheek pattern, and you're just gonna align to where it's supposed to go. There you go, and now you can pin it. Make sure you align the nose with the nose and chin with chin. Okay, and now what you're gonna do is sew these parts together, okay? Okay, now trim all your thread. Remove your pins. So for elastic, I cut mine to about 6 inches, but this is pretty elasticy, so you can do 5.5 depending on your elastic. I have an elastic that's it's not very elasticy, and I cut it to 7 inches. So it really depends on which one you have. Okay, now you have both your patterns. You're gonna put the noses up and put them together. Sorry, it's actually the pretty side in. So these things will be on the outside. And what we're gonna do now is put the elastic in. So you're gonna go about 1 centimeter in, or a bit more, 1.5 centimeters. Align them, and you can pin it. Now grab your elastic inside, 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters. Make sure you align your fabrics and pin. Do the same thing on the other side. Grab your elastic. Okay, now so you align everything together and pin. All right, so you're gonna sew all the way around. Just make sure when you sew on the side that you don't sew the elastic on the bottom or the top, but just on the side, because sometimes it escapes. Just make sure you push it in, and then you're good. Okay? When you go over the elastic, make sure you go back and forth a little for extra strength. Here, make sure you're nice and flat. Again, make sure you're flat here. So now you're going to cut off the thread that's left. At this point, you can cut off the little nose strips here, the excess. The bottom aren't so bad, just the top. Okay, let's flip it upside down so you can use the little pockets here to flip it. Now what you can do is push with the pen on the nose area, on the side, but especially the nose. There you go. All right, this is the final product. Let's try it on. Here we go. It fits perfectly. I love it. And like I said, it fits most people. So anyways, if you like this video, please hit the like button and click the subscribe button, because why not? And if you can share this video with people who know how to sew, even people who don't know how to sew. Like I said, I just learned 2 weeks ago how to sew. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And yes, and visit that website. Like I said, you can find out which hospitals in your area are in need of masks right now. And like I said, if you're an institution, you can fill in your request and ask for what you need. And yeah, that's it. But until then, let's protect ourselves, and I'll see you in my next video.